DIY Depot. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to remove and reinstall your toilet. So whether you're doing that because you just need to paint the walls, or maybe you think there's a leak at the bottom of it, or maybe you're just upgrading it because you got a new toilet, this video will cover everything that you need to know to do any of those things. So let's jump right into it. Now, as far as everything you're going to need to do this job, to get the current toilet off of there, you're going to need potentially a blade here in case there's caulk all around the bottom of it. You're going to want to cut that before you start to lift up the toilet. We've got the new caulk here that we're going to need to put down whenever we reinstall the toilet. We've got here the new wax ring kit, which there will be one installed on the bottom of yours. We're going to need to clean that up, which is why I've got just a couple of cleaning things here. It's pretty gunky, so I usually like to use some kind of gloves and then potentially some towels to get that cleaned up a little bit better. And then whenever we install the new wax ring, there's these toilet bolts that are going to be mounted to the underside of the toilet that keep it mounted to the ground and keep that watertight seal. We're going to need to cut those down to size, so you're going to need an oscillating tool or something similar, and then some blades here that are capable of cutting metal. Then just a couple other things. We're also going to need a socket set to tighten down those bolts and to potentially remove the existing ones. And then I've got a shop vac here, which is nice just to get the rest of the water out of the bowl before we lift that existing toilet out of the way. First thing we're going to want to do though is to cut off the water supply to the toilet. So let's go ahead and turn that valve all the way to the right. Then we're going to want to get rid of as much of the water in the system as we can. So just to give you a visual into it, you can see all the water that's in the tank there. We turned off the power or the supply to this, so once we flush it, it's no longer going to refill. But we'll go ahead and press that down and hold it the entire time, because if you don't, then it's going to let some water remain in the tank. So just continue to hold that down until all the water is drained out. Now we got to deal with the water that's still remaining in the bowl. And just a quick trick here. If you just grab a glass of water and you dump it directly into the drain, it's going to pull a lot of that water through with it. So then you won't have nearly as much to suck up with your shop vac. Go ahead and dump that in. And you can see now there's a lot less water that I'll have to deal with. Before I go ahead and shop vac the rest out, just so you don't damage your shop vac and the filter that's in there, make sure you lift it up. And I've already removed mine, but take out the filter that's in there, because if you try to suck a bunch of water through there, you're just going to ruin your filter. So make sure to do that before you suck up the rest of the water. In my case here, there actually isn't any caulk around the perimeter of the toilet, which there should be, but there's not, so I don't need to cut that off. But I will need to take these caps off, and then underneath of that, we'll need to disconnect the nuts that are holding the bolts underneath in place to the toilet. So sometimes these caps here are loose, but sometimes they're snapped on, so you just got to kind of squeeze them until you can get it to pop off underneath. So now we're going to need to untwist this to disconnect it from the bolt below, which sometimes you can get them with your hands, sometimes you need to use a pair of pliers or something like that, but mine are pretty loose here, so I'm just going to go ahead and take those off of each side. And the last thing we need to do before we go ahead and lift up the toilet is disconnect it from the water supply down here. So we'll just twist that off and just have a rag handy in case a little bit of water does come out of there. And these ones with the plastic nuts here are usually able to get off with your hand. So you might need, again here, a pair of pliers or channel lock pliers, but you might be okay with this. So really wasn't much water in there. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and lift that up off of there. It is helpful to have another set of hands, but I just have me here, so I'll go ahead and lift this up. I do need to get this turned on its side, but before I do that, there's some water in the tank here still, so I'm just going to go ahead and shop vac that out as well to make sure I'm not dumping water on the floor. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and lay it outside very gently so I can get to the bottom. So now that you got the toilet off, you can do whatever you need to do if you were painting or putting in a new toilet. But at this point, for my case specifically, I have a drop ceiling down below, and I was seeing water dripping down into that drop ceiling, and I can see exactly why. This wax ring is completely dried out. It's all cracked and clearly was not giving a good seal. As you can see, the drain over here is also kind of all waterlogged and a little bit of mold even there. So I can see that this probably has not been having a good seal for quite a while, and this is exactly what I needed to fix. So next we're gonna go ahead and try to clean up both the drain and get this wax ring off of here so that we can install that new one. This stuff is pretty disgusting. You can imagine what's in there, so I am gonna throw on some gloves just so I'm not touching absolutely disgusting stuff underneath of there. Recommend that you would do the same. Okay, and then we're just gonna grab some paper towels here and get this cleaned off as best as we can. And just do the best you can to get as much of that off as possible. It doesn't have to be perfectly clear, but you do want to make sure, if you can see down here, the hole where the actual toilet bolts are going to go through, make sure that's not all gunked up so that you can get those toilet bolts through them. Then go ahead and grab your wax ring kit. If you haven't already picked up one of these, I will link to it in the video, but they are pretty basic. Everbuilt is the most common brand that I've seen, but I'm going to go ahead and get this opened up. All right, so you got the actual wax ring itself with the flange that'll go down into the floor drain there. This is just a protective covering over it. We'll rip that off. And then these are the toilet bolts that we're gonna replace the old ones with these, which I like to do anytime I take a toilet off, replace it with the new bolts. Let's go ahead and rip off this plastic covering. You don't need that. It's kind of sticky, so I'm actually just gonna throw that right in the trash. And try not to deform it too much whenever you're pulling that off of it. There we go. This is the part that's going to go down into the floor, so you need that facing away from the toilet. And then this part, you're just going to put around the opening that's coming out of the toilet. And then just push it on there a little bit firmly, but we'll set it fully in place once we get it over top of the tank bolts or the toilet bolts. Okay. All right. Now turning our attention back to the floor drain here, we are going to take out these old toilet bolts in here. You just slide them down to this opening, and then you should be able to pull them up out of there. So there's one of them. There's the other. Now I'm not exactly thrilled with the way a lot of this looks here. I probably am going to come back and fix that at some point, but for the purpose of this video, I am just going to go ahead and leave it as is. Next thing to do then is stick these new toilet bolts in there, which I'm going to open this away from the drain just so I don't drop them in it. Okay, so here we got those. They kind of have this elongated side here, so when you put them in, you just need to make sure you put them in so that that can go. Slide it to where you need it, and then go ahead and turn it sideways so that it can't accidentally pull out of there. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. As far as where to actually put the tank bolts, if this was installed correctly, really you should put them all the way, but I need them to be basically set evenly this way so that my toilet, when I put it on, is facing parallel to this wall over here, which that would not be the case if I installed them fully to the end of it. So I'm going to do my best to eyeball it, and then I'll fine tune it once I actually have the toilet resting on top of it. Just to hold those in place, you might be having issues getting them to stick up. They do have these retainer washers, so let's go ahead and slide that over the top of it. Don't get your glove stuck like I did. Push that all the way down as far as you can. And then go ahead and do it on the other side as well. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now this will be by far the toughest part, but basically the toilet has those holes on each side of it, and those holes are going to have to line up with these bolts whenever you go to push it down. So not having an extra set of hands doesn't make this more difficult, but we're going to figure it out. All right, so that was a little bit of fun, but you can see I got that one set in there correctly. And then on this other side, if I can get you a better view, we've also got that one set correctly. You can see there, so we did get it on there. A little bit of a challenge, but we got it. All right, now that that's in place, you need to complete the seal of that wax ring. So I'm gonna stick a knee on there and just kind of maneuver it gently back and forth to make sure that wax ring's creating an airtight and a watertight seal. Okay, feels pretty good. All right, now we can go ahead and throw in that washer and that nut. Now I can't currently get my socket set over there because this is too high. I am gonna ultimately need to cut that, but for now, just to tighten it a little bit more, I'm gonna use some channel lock pliers. I couldn't get a camera angle on it, but I did also do the same thing on the other side over there. Okay, now we need to cut that down to size. So I've just got my multi-tool here, and I've got the blade here that's rated to cut metal. So if you don't already have these, I will also link to these above. If you're not familiar with this tool here, you just pull this up, bend it all the way back, which pops that out. And then you've got your blade here, which you can go ahead and stick onto those little pegs that are in it, if you can see them. So it just lines up with those. And then you go ahead and click it back into place and you're good to go. When we're cutting this down, we need to make sure that it's gonna be low enough that we can set that cap onto it. So we are gonna need to cut it down pretty low there to make it so that that'll fit over top of it. But I definitely recommend wearing safety glasses whenever you're using a multi-tool, especially to cut metal. You throw that cap on there. That side's good, so I'll do the other side off camera as well. All right, and then we just need to reconnect the water supply here. And just go ahead and hand tighten that as tight as you can get it. No need to use any tools there. And you go ahead and turn that water supply back on. Let that fill up the tank here. Okay, then go ahead and give that a flush. And while we're flushing that, we are gonna be looking around the perimeter here just to make sure that there's no leaks coming out before we go ahead and put the caulk down. So go ahead and give that a flush. Just keep an eye down here, look all around, give it a couple minutes, do a couple flushes, and just make sure that you're not seeing any issues down there. Now in my case, because I do actually want to take this back up to take a closer look at that drain and maybe switch out some of these boards, I'm not going to go ahead and caulk around the bottom. But what you would do is you would caulk all the way around except a spot in the back. Because if there is an issue with that wax ring in the future, you want water to be able to get out so that you know there's an issue versus it being completely sealed and water just getting stuck underneath of your floorboards. So pretty simple. You would just caulk everywhere except the back of it. That's pretty much all there is to it though. I appreciate you hanging on with me till the end. If you got value from this video, I appreciate a thumbs up. Otherwise, we'll see you here on the next one.